Hi, my name is Kim. I'm an introvert who travels the world whilst being on a tight budget. A lot of people suffer from lack of confidence, and it can be for a number of different reasons. The things I hear quite often in regards to travel and reasons why people can't travel is usually, I wish I could afford to travel, or oh my gosh, you're so brave to be able to go travel by yourself places. I've addressed the budget aspect of how you can travel with not very much money in quite a few videos now. What I'll do is put the most noteworthy videos down in the description for you. Basically, the too long didn't read is don't let money hold you back, because you can have an amazing time without much money. But I think one of the things that I don't really allude too much is the confidence aspect of traveling. You know that I'm an introvert because I say it at the start of every video, but the thing is, my lack of self-confidence goes deeper than just being an introvert. I think that it's really noteworthy to say though that I've come on a very big journey in the last couple of years in regards to my confidence, and it has helped in every aspect of my life, not just traveling. And I know that gaining confidence isn't something that you can just do. It's not a case of like, grow up, be confident. It's not like that at all. It has been a longer journey for me. So I am empathetic to that as well. So I'm going to share with you my story on how I gain confidence to travel more, which in turn, me traveling more helped me gain confidence. So let's get into it. My experience. So from a very young age, I've always been very introverted. I've been shy. I've always struggled to speak to strangers or even people that I know sometimes. I was bullied a lot in school, and when you're told negative aspects of your stuff every single day, you start to believe those negative aspects about yourself. And I think that being naturally introverted on top of hearing all these negative things about myself really affected my self-confidence. So I think that that's where my sort of lack of confidence came from, where it stemmed from basically. I also have a learning difficulty called dyspraxia, or developmental coordination disorder, and it doesn't just affect my movements, so it makes some movements quite clumsy and awkward. I struggle with sort of small motor movements like doing up buttons, using tin openers, using scissors. But dyspraxia doesn't just affect that, it also causes you to be prone to have low self-esteem, and also means that I have a very poor memory. So if I meet somebody, I can talk to them for a while, but if I see them again, I can forget their name or forget what their face looks like, and it means that then I get anxious talking to new people in case I see them again and I forget them. I think the most poignant time I can remember having low self-esteem, and this is probably like my lowest point in my self-confidence, was when I was on my degree in photography and wouldn't even have my own photograph taken. So there's about a 2-year gap where there are actually hardly any photos of me because I just didn't like having my photograph taken because I didn't like how I looked. My sister bought a car from Brighton, and as she can't drive and I can, I was kind of put in charge of driving it back home again. To get to Brighton, we caught the train from around where I live. We caught the train into London. We got picked up by a friend and they drove us down to Brighton. In that sort of middle part where we were in London, we decided to stay the night there. And I remember we were going around London going, if I was a vlogger, I would vlog this. If I was a vlogger, I would vlog that. Never actually thinking that I could be a vlogger because I lacked the self-confidence to do so. I was like, I couldn't imagine myself in front of a camera, talking to it, being comfortable with seeing me on camera, being comfortable hearing my voice on camera. It's never anything that I thought that I would have the confidence to do, but it was something that I was sort of interested in, the idea of other people vlogging, and I could see what I would vlog if I was in this situation. Back then I was still in the very early stages of actually allowing people to photograph me again, so the idea of somebody filming me was absolutely mortifying. The same year I went to a fruit festival and I wanted to film it. I wanted to be like these vloggers that I'd seen on YouTube, but I didn't have the confidence to actually be in front of the camera myself, so I decided to do a sort of cinematic representation of the Fruitfest, I guess. And watching my sister edit the video was like, I found it really exciting. All this footage that I'd filmed, she was putting together, adding music, and for the first time that we sort of made a vlog together, I was pretty pumped with it. But the only problem I had was my lack of self-confidence. I remember going to the Fruitfest and on the first night nearly going home because I was so scared to talk to strangers and to talk to people that I didn't know. I remember sitting in, we were staying in little cabins, and the first night I was the only one staying in the cabin, and I remember sitting on the floor and just ringing John, crying, going like, I can't do this. It's like, there are too many new people, it's too much of a new environment, and I'm struggling with it. And he said, no, you know, stay at least one day, see how you feel. If you're still feeling like that, come home again. But I just remember feeling like so scared about seeing these new people. I stayed and I had an amazing time, and I think it was the kick up the bum that I needed to not let my lack of confidence hold me back from doing things. I was fed up of putting my life on hold, essentially, of doing new things and going on new adventures because I was scared to see people or scared to do things or didn't like the way that I looked or anything like that. I think that was the start of it. The going to London and realising that I wanted to vlog more, and then going to the fruit festival and realising that strangers can be nice, I need to be more trusting, and everything's not as scary as I think it is. The same year I went to Greece, and these videos are actually on my channel now, and you'll notice that in my first lot of Greek videos you'll see me on camera for maybe about 20 seconds and I'm really awkward and I don't know what to say. But it was a start for me, you know, even if it's just that first little awkward interaction, it was a start. But as we went through the footage of the Greek holidays, I realised that most of the engaging vlogs that you see actually have the people that are in going to the locations actually in the vlogs. And as cool as it is to watch cinematic locations of places, it's more engaging to actually watch the person go visit the place. So I knew that I needed to up my confidence to be able to A, film more, and B, be more comfortable travelling more. And the thing is, the more I vlogged, the more comfortable I became in front of a camera, and the more I wanted the vlog, the more I travelled. And the more I travelled, the more I was willing to speak to strangers and the more confident I got. And the more that I travelled, the more that I vlogged, and it's a whole like cycle of the more that I vlogged, the more that I travelled, the more that I travelled, the more I got confident. And basically the more that I recorded myself, the less I cared about my insecurities. Last year I decided that I wanted to start travelling by myself again, and this was like quite a big step because there'd been so many years that I'd been scared to speak to strangers, but I knew that it was something that I wanted to do. So I went to somewhere that was reasonably local that I'd been to before. I didn't really know the place that well, but I thought it was a good starting point. So I went to London. It's far enough away from where I live because it is about 4.5 hour drive that it's a different place, but I'd been there before, so it was kind of not too different, and I really enjoyed travelling by myself. So after going to London, I decided I'd try it with a country that was abroad, and I went to Madrid and it was amazing, and then I went back to London, and then I went to Dublin. And the more that I travelled by myself, the more comfortable I felt with travelling by myself. So if you are thinking that you want to travel by yourself more, you don't have to go somewhere abroad straight away. You can just go to somewhere local, maybe go to town by yourself, and then maybe you catch a bus that's like a little bit further away from home and you go to like a city that's further away by yourself. You don't have to like all in feet first dive in to like, right, I live in Wales and I'm gonna go to Africa by myself. You don't have to do that. Take small steps if that's easier for you, but you can get to a point where you feel comfortable travelling by yourself just by doing small steps to get to places that you want to be. Everything isn't just magically fixed overnight. It does take time, but it's fine. take your time and you'll get there eventually. I think that another thing that kind of kicked me up the bum was when my grandfather passed away. We used to go travelling quite a lot when I was younger with my grandfather. He lived in Canada, so we used to go over and visit him in Canada. We used to go 2 places from Canada with him then, with my grandmother as well. We used to go to Mexico, we've been to Hawaii, parts of America, Alaska, all sorts of places with him. But as I sort of went through my adult years, 20s I guess, we stopped travelling places. But when he passed away, it was as if his sort of like want for travel passed into me. And he can't travel places because he's died, but I'm not dead, so why wasn't I travelling places? It just didn't make sense. Like, he travelled pretty much right up until he died. If he had the option of dying abroad, he probably would have. He loved travelling so much. He loved it, and it was sad then that when he died, obviously I was sad because he's my grandfather, but it's sad when such a free spirit who loves travelling so much passes and can't travel anymore. And I kind of like wanted to travel for him, you know? So it's not just the sort of the wanting to gain confidence part, it was sort of wanting to continue to travel for my grandfather's memory that made me travel more too. So basically a combination of my grandfather passing away and me wanting to vlog and travel more was what basically forced me to gain confidence. It's been a long journey. So Fruitfest and that trip to London with my sister was 2 years ago. So it's taken me 2 years to get to this point, and don't get me wrong, I'm not ambassador of confidence. You won't see me like flying flags down the street going, yes, I'm the most confident person in the world. But going back to where I was 2 years ago and back to where I am today, there has been massive leaps and gains in my confidence, and I'm a lot less likely now to let things hold me back. But the most important thing to remember is don't rush. The way that may help you is the sort of diving in feet first, or it may be the slowly way. The slowly way was the way that helped me, so the slowly doing things over time which made me more confident. Sort of in regards to vlogging, you'd have me on camera for like 20 seconds, and then I did this sort of week of vlogging, which I privated off my channel now, but there's like a week of me vlogging, and then I'd slowly do more reviews, and now I do sit down videos where I talk for far too long. But that's the way that worked for me, was the slowly doing things. But for you it might just be heck to it, let's go. Nobody's waiting on you, there's no time limit. Take your own time and do what you need to do to get where you want to be. So I hope that you found this video useful and interesting, and kind of more of an insight into me and why I'm called Awkwardly Kim, because when I first started my channel I was extremely awkward, I can tell you. And I was like, well, if I build it into my brand and I am awkward, then nobody can say anything, because the name, it's there, it says Awkwardly Kim. So you can't be like, oh my gosh, you're so awkward. And it's like, well, duh, hello. And don't get me wrong, obviously I'm extremely awkward still, but at least I'm awkward and I can speak reasonably cohesively to a camera now. But if confidence is something that you struggle with and there have been any aspects of this video that you found helpful, let me know down in the comments below if you are comfortable sharing that information. Just to let you know, I do make short form travel content for IGTV every Wednesday, so if you want to watch those videos you can go follow me at Awkwardly Kim Travel. I also release new videos on this channel every Monday and Friday at 7 PM UK time, and I live stream on this channel at 6 PM every Wednesday. So if you want to be notified every time I live stream or when I upload a video, don't forget to subscribe and ring the notification bell. If you want to watch a video that may help you with your anxieties towards flying, I'll put that video here. And if you want to know why I think that travel is the best education, I'll put that video down here. But I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you again. Enjoy your life. Ta-da!